Okay, good afternoon and welcome to a review of Adachi to Shimamura episode 12. I can't imagine that we're on episode 12 of this. And I gotta say, this has gotta be the greatest show we have seen in the fall. And I get it. With all the popular shows that's been talked about, Jujutsu Kaisen, Haikyuu to the top. Hell, even a new show like The Day I Become a God. But Adachi to Shimamura has got to be one of my favorite shows of the fall. I was looking forward to this since I read the synopsis, and I was really looking forward to see how this progresses. And yeah, this show has been an emotional roller coaster. It has been so much development for Adachi, and I think looking back on this show, I can say that this has been one of those biggest developments since Bloom Into You. And Citrus, when we look at the Yuri animes, I can tell you right now, the most common Yuri anime that everybody's going to recommend is Citrus and Bloom Into. But I strongly recommend watching Adachi to Shimamura. This show has been one of the most the most talked about shows of the fall. I know it's like Twitter base wise, but for a romance Yuri anime, this is one of them. And let's get it. I mean, and understand this. We're about to hit the Christmas, and today is Christmas Eve, a time to celebrate the joy of this romance Yuri. And when you get on Christmas Day, you unwrap your presents, and boom, you got a good present. What we got in this episode? They gave us a good present. I didn't even want to say something. Instead of saying I love humanity, I need I love Adachi Shimamura. Now, and let's not forget, next year, once 2020 comes around the corner, and it is, we're getting another Yuri anime, a Yuri sci-fi anime. So I'm going to be doing a review on that. What Adachi and Shimamura are doing is the build-up to more and more Yuri animes as it go. And I got to thank Citrus for making it the rise of the Yuri animes. I got to understand there were old Yuri animes, but Citrus was the rise. And because we got Bloom Into You and now Adachi Shimamura, it's hard to say I hate to see this show go, but I gotta talk about it. So let's get down to it. Adachi to Shimamura review. Now, episode 12 of this, we're just gonna see how much development Adachi has been going for the last 2 weeks. Adachi has been developing so much since the first episode. And every moment, every task has been a bold moment. And I've been wanting to see how she was going to go. Oh, and by the way, you're going to see me getting up in a reaction because these reactions are going to be crazy. So anyway, seeing Adachi and Shimamura's relationship has been building. And I've been trying to see how their building is going to be in this last episode. Sure, Naja and Hino's relationship, the side characters, their relationship is right up there. Their pairing is right up there. But it is okay, it's right there, but you got Adachi and Shimamura's down there. When they gonna go to the same Yuri development as Naja and Hino? When they gonna be that part? And then out of nowhere, I like Adachi bold moment. She's being bold in this episode, going off the wall and saying, "I want to spend a night in your house." She went in. Yo, I love this girl. Remember, Adachi was always the shy girl. She was always shy. Not like Hinata Hyuga status, but at least she's going up the rail on it. But anyway, she started to spend a night at her house. And by that, I mean, she really was prepared for this. This is Adachi's moment to pack whatever she can. 5 pairs of socks, 5 pairs of underwear, 2 pajamas, and a doll, whatever. Pack whatever much she can to spend a night at Shimamura's house. But man, she got there at 8 o'clock. She got there at 8 o'clock a.m. But then what's funny was she got there at 7 o'clock. She got there at 7 a.m. And then she's like, okay, I actually got here at 7. I'm going back and forward. And I'm like, damn, you stalking her. I mean, I know you want to build up a relationship, but damn, you go back and forth. You actually got there at 7 a.m. And then when you got to learn this, you went back there and then back there. I'm like, damn, you are a stalker. Not like Feature Diary stalker, but damn, you went in. I don't say you want to get the relationship, you're going to be on time. I mean, who in real life does that? Who does the old, okay, I'm going to pack 10 pairs of stuff 10 pairs of socks, 10 pairs of jeans, and then go to my friend's house, spend the night there. You only spend it 2 nights. It's not like you're spending a whole week there. And it's not like you and Shimamura are spending a week at a love motel. That's different. Okay, so Adachi was well prepared, and she was going to go bowl where no bold woman has gone before. You go into her room. Like, you've been to Adachi, like, for me, you've been to Shimamura's room, but she has been to her office, her school, her working office, her workroom, but not her real room. So it was nice to see that. Plus, I also like the scene with Shimamura's sister. You gotta love Shimamura's sister being the jealous that she is. Like, she is so jealous. You gotta love the jealousy that she has. Also, I like the part when Adachi and Shimamura scene in the bath scene. You know, Adachi was fantasizing about that. Now, let me talk about this moment here. The moment that I've wanted to see. Adachi is sleeping on Shimamura's lap. That was the scene that I literally thought they were going to kiss. At that moment, when Shimamura had her head up like this, sleeping like this, you wouldn't think Adachi would have kissed it. And I'm like, go for it. Go for it. Do it. But here comes Shimamura's sister cock blocked it, stop the ruining. I'm like, no, why you gotta do this to me? In the last episode, make it count. Kiss. Please kiss. And I'm like, oh no, here comes Shimamura's sister. And you can tell by the jealousy, she's like, let's take a bath together. Because you know, deep down, Shimamura's sister, little sister, she wanted Shimamura and Adachi gonna take a bath together. And I was like, you know what? That could have worked. But here come the jealous little sister coming in play on that. Now, and the thing about Adachi and Shimamura's relationship in this episode, it was more like you're looking at a couple. Like, you're actually looking at a couple where Adachi's going to work. You say, I'll be right back, going to work. And then she comes back to Shimamura's house. So you see that kind of couple thing. Now, the scene where she wanted to sleep in the same bed with Shimamura. That scene was popping. I love that scene. I mean, it was so there. And I'm glad the little sister's not there because the alien girl's keeping an eye on her. That's one thing. But other than that scene where she sleeps, the scene where Adachi wants to get close to Shimamura, not even closer. I mean, again, we've seen Adachi being bold in any way, shape, or form. From holding hands to hugging so tight, to being open up with Shimamura, that she finally has the willpower to sleep in the same room, in the same freaking bed as Shimamura. And in that scene with Shimamura's kissing, like, you would have think like Adachi would have come up and kissed her, or take one finger, put it on Shimamura's lip, and then put it like this. That would have been cool. That would have been cool too. Sorry, I'm being loud, but that's what it was. And here's the thing, and I'm gonna be honest with this part here. Here's the thing, and I'm stuttering a little bit, but here's the honest thing. The scene that I also like was the hairpin. Shimamura gave Adachi a hairpin. They both wear matching hairpins. It is a symbolism. You guys know what symbolism means, right? That's what it is. It's that symbolism, that hairpin. So I'm thinking to myself, you gave Adachi a hairpin. You know what that means. She's going to keep that hairpin on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. She's going to keep that hairpin on forever. That bond. It's that tight bond. That's right there. It's that tight bond that will squeeze the relationship that Adachi and Shimamura has. I just hope it doesn't interfere with Shimamura's childhood friend with the bear thing. But other than that, with that hairpin though, that's that symbolism. Like, we'll be together forever despite being in different rows. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, wow. That's wow. Now, I understand the ending was really good. The fact that Shimamura and the thing about Shimamura is that she's kind of stepping up her game too. I mean, Shimamura, she's like symbolizing her as a cherry blossom. In other words, Adachi is the cherry blossom that will bloom even more as the season goes by. Because remember, they were in April, so now when May comes, all that. But other than that, Adachi said she wants Adachi to be the cherry blossom. She wants her to be her cherry blossom forever. Meaning she'll see that big old, that means anytime she sees Adachi blooming to more bold, more brighter, less shyful. That's what she sees in Adachi. So she wants her to be the cherry blossom forever. That's what I like. Now, overall, not only in episode 12, but episode 12 and all the episodes, I find this show really good. The storyline was paced, not fast or slow. It was right on pace. And they kept the relationship in this episode paceable, meaning they kept this relationship forward, slowly pacing the relationship that Adachi and Shimamura has. Not any rush relationships like Citrus did in the first episode when Mei kissed Yuzu right off the gate. But this was a slow-paced relationship that Adachi and Shimamura has developing, and it's really fine to see how this relationship would go. Now, I'm not saying, do I see this show being a must-talk show? Maybe. Here's why. This show needs to be talked about for those who wants to get in the Yuri business. Who wants to talk about Yuri anime? You bring up Adachi and Shimamura. Sure, it's not as hyped as Citrus. It's not as hyped as Blue Into or even Yuri or Akuma no Riddle. But Adachi and Shimamura is gonna be one of those like underrated shows in terms of romance and Yuri. However, if you're a big hardcore Yuri fan and you want to talk about the Yuriness that is Adachi and Shimamura, I say recommend this show. Also, if people want to not be a Yuri fan but want to get into the romance of the show, then watch this show. Like watch Adachi and Shimamura. Recommend this show. And like I said, for a show like this to be in the fall and not as competitive with all the new shows and returning shows like Higurashi, Jujutsu Kaisen, Haikyuu to the Top, Danmachi, Day of Become a God. For a show like this is in terms of new shows, this is my favorite show. I know this video is long, but understand, this is my favorite show. I give this show a 10 out of 10 because for a romance anime like this to pace itself bit by bit and not rushing it, this was the show that I love. So again, I strongly recommend you guys recommend Adachi and Shimamura, and that's all I gotta say. So thank you for watching my video of Adachi and Shimamura. I really went through this 12 episode video process, these 12 episodes of Adachi and Shimamura, and give you guys my feedback on how I felt about that, and I'm sure you guys as well. Next year, we're about to go 2021, which means I'm really looking forward for shows I'm gonna do reviews on. Reviews like The Promised Neverland Season 2 and that sci-fi Yuri anime, which I'm highly be talking about that as long as, you know, that. But other than that, great episode of Adachi and Shimamura. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram that I have on the link. You can find me on that too. And on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter too. I think Twitter would be the best one, like Scorpio1019. I have to put that up later. But like I said, thank you for watching my video of Adachi and Shimamura. I see you guys next year and 2021 and beyond.